touch your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. Sharpest words wanna cut me down. Gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me, look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets is my skin. I'll fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through there. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. To the beat I drum. To be seen, I make no apologies. This is me. Whenever the words wanna cut me down, I'll send a flood to drown them out. Oh, 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 this is me.
was in one of those weird robes. I saw Miss McGill. Love her. Love her. like, sit down. Stay out. Can't wait for that. Honestly, cannot wait for that. Wait, there's what? Yeah, it does. Hi. Ew. Zach Shuba. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait, we're good. Okay, we're not. I don't. That's so gross. That's so gross. I don't like that. Oh, hell no.
Please remain standing and pause in a moment of silence for our service people, those who are currently serving, members of the class of 2019 who will serve, and those who have fallen in the service of this great nation. Please join in as Ethan Phelps leads us in the pledge to the flag and as our chorus sings the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Good evening, everyone. Superintendent Jeff Simonak, members of the school committee and board of selectmen, invited guests, faculty, family, and friends, and most importantly, the class of 2019. I would like to welcome you to this evening's graduation ceremonies for the class of 2019. Before we get started, it is important that I take a moment to thank some of the key people in making tonight special. Mr. Don Legg and Mr. Devin Dondero for the contributions of the chorus and band. Senior class advisors, Mrs. Kristen Thomas and Mr. Brian Dempsey, for the many added hours. Mrs. Siobhan Horton, for performing and accomplishing many unrealized tasks that take all day and many hours late into the evening to make sure this ceremony runs as smooth and properly as possible. Ms. Carrie O'Rourke and Mr. David Fleck for the organization of this evening's festivities. Members of Technology Services, Whitman Hanson Cable Access, Nick from Bergstrom Music, and especially Jason Cook for providing all audio and visual enhancements this evening. Mr. Ernie Sandlin and his facility staff should also be commended for all the additional setups required for the senior activities all this week. I would now like to introduce Caitlin Melito, President of the Class of 2019, to welcome you all to tonight's ceremony.
Hello all. My name is Caitlin Melito, and it is my absolute pleasure to be up here tonight representing Whitman Hanson's class of 2019. I would like to thank Mr. Simonak, Dr. Jones, everyone working in the main office, the guidance department, the school committee, and the Whitman Hanson maintenance staff for enabling this night to happen. Furthermore, I need to thank the class of 2019 for allowing me to serve as their president for these past 4 years. I could not be prouder of the growth we experienced together. We're not those same uncertain and slightly annoying students we were when we walked in. We are now empowered young adults ready to conquer all sectors of the world. If nothing else, I want both the attendees and the graduating students to take this night to be proud of yourself. For the audience, be proud of the role you played in getting us here, and pat yourself on the back for pushing us across this finish line. For the seniors up here with me, feel the cap on your head, the gown draped around you, look around at your peers you grew up with. Soak it in, you've made it. And if you utilize the tools we've been given by this school, life is only going to get better from this point. So, class of 2019, here's to the legacy we're leaving and to the history we're going to make. Congratulations, guys.
I ask that you please turn your attention to our chorus as they perform Graduation Medley.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Another turning point, fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. Had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. I wanna be forever young. Do you really want to live forever, forever and ever? I will remember you forever young. Will you remember me? And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. And I've had the time of my life. I hope you had the time of your
Please welcome once again the salutatorian of the class of 2019, Caitlin Melito, presenting her speech with a little help from my friends.
Hello, everybody. As you were just told a few moments ago, my name is still Caitlin Melito, and I want to congratulate the class of 2019 once again, as well as all the people who came here to support us. It truly means the world, and none of us could have gotten by without a little help from our friends. As I stand before you on our last official night as high school students, slightly nervous about what the next 4 years will bring, I can't help but to think back to the last time I felt an almost identical sense of uncertainty. Like most people, I had a set of expectations as to what high school would be like before I actually got here, and was quite worried about taking on this challenge. Being someone who had only recently completed the 8th grade and was just barely 5 feet tall, I grasped onto any advice or thoughts that would prepare me for what seemed like a daunting 4 years. In fact, that summer between middle school and high school was when a camp counselor taught me a famous quote by Helen Keller that would be added to my list of words to survive by. She told me that she would rather walk with a friend in the dark than alone in the light. I quickly stashed this piece of wisdom away in the jumbled folder of my brain that contained all of my other beliefs about entering Whitman Hanson. While my fears of fitting inside a locker and my predictions of being lost in the cafeteria never fully came true, my faith in this quote never did fail me. Throughout high school, everyone had their moments in the dark. Whether that means a failed driving test, a lost championship, or saying goodbye to a loved one, nobody's high school experience was perfect, but it belongs to us nonetheless. We all fumbled and made mistakes. We felt lost and as if the world was ending. In fact, dealing with trials and tribulations is probably amongst one of the only things that everyone up here tonight has in common. We may not have all started a club like Nate Manley, or sang on stage like Gabe Nowazowski, or dominated the field like Ethan Phelps, but we can all relate to getting knocked down. In life, these moments are inevitable. It can't always be sunshine and rainbows, because if it was, none of us would have ever matured or grown as people. While these dark moments may make the journey more difficult, they were more bearable when our friends walked alongside us. No matter how hard we had fallen, we had each other, and we got back up. The comfort of a kind face propelled us through the strenuous times and allowed us to enjoy the good. From the little things like helping each other with homework, to the much bigger things like raising hundreds of dollars for students facing misfortune, none of us were ever alone. Even when we felt alone, we weren't, because if we truly were, we wouldn't have made it here. There was a crew of people rooting for each and every one of us. We all had our friends guiding us through the darkness. But that notion made me wonder, what actually defines a friend? While that word may mean something a bit different to all of us, I would say a friend is not confined to just someone you get along with and hang out with regularly. It often goes much deeper than that, as we have learned through our years of schooling here at Whitman Hanson. Though we may have not realized it during freshman year, Atticus Finch was helping us become better comrades by reminding us how you never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view. Jump to sophomore year, and George and Lenny demonstrated how tough times can be made a little easier with a loyal sidekick, and even Gatsby proved to us the danger of artificial friendships. Luckily for us, these abstract lessons translate into our everyday life and may even jump out at you as you travel the hallways of this school. Mr. Legg was a friend, for example, when he patiently teaches us how to play the guitar despite us having no musical background. The boy who let you cut in front of him in lunch when you were in a rush was a friend, despite you never learning his name. Miss Cunha was a friend when she spent hours writing the perfect letter of recommendation, and Miss Horton is the best of friends when she prevents the entire school from falling apart. There are hundreds of people among us who go out of their way to make our lives a little better, whether we have recognized it or not. When we all go out into the world, look for these people, no matter how obscure they may be, that are on your side. It just might change your perspective and instill enough optimism within you to initiate something wonderful. When reflecting back on it all, high school truly was a unique time in our lives. We dipped our toes into the adult world by getting our first jobs and driving our first cars, all while still acting like the kids we are by munching on Doritos until 3 a.m. at our best friend's house. In a few months, most of us will move on to new endeavors, and the carefree days of being a teenager will slip away from us. I wish you all the best of luck in finding those new people, whether they be roommates, professors, dance partners, or some combination of it all, who will guide you on your next journey. When it comes down to it, I can't think of a more deserving group of people to have friends who will put them first and care deeply about them. While I know this collection of bright minds sitting with me tonight will go on to be CEOs, teachers, doctors, and just all-around difference makers, I hope none of you ever feel too famous or too powerful to appreciate the people from a few humble towns in our small state of Massachusetts who enabled you to navigate this confusing and crazy adventure. And if you ever do feel like that, just remember how lonely it is to be by yourself in the light. So, above all, no matter where your path may lead, and no matter who may end up by your side, Never forget the friends we've made here, and always cherish the people that walked with you through your best and worst days. Thank you.
I now ask that you turn your attention to our band as they perform a Purcell Cortege. Band and chorus members, I now invite you to return to your seats among your classmates. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium the valedictorian of the class of 2019, Dorothy Damasio Donahue.
Good evening. I'd first like to welcome everyone to tonight's ceremony and thank Superintendent Simonak, the school committee, Dr. Jones, Mr. Fleck, teachers, friends, and family for being here today. And finally, welcome class of 2019. So, bear with me for a minute. I want to invite everyone, graduates, parents, teachers, etc., to close your eyes for a moment, try to resist the urge to fall asleep. And I want you to think of an individual, old or young, who has made a real difference in your life. I'm willing to bet that many of these people have succeeded in teaching you something, lending you their advice, or helping you to cope with a difficult situation at some point in your relationship. In any case, that person might deserve an appreciation the next time you see them. To my fellow classmates, there's a strong chance that many of you chose someone sitting in this very room. Well, that might be because you are surrounded by your closest friends and family. There's no doubt that several of you probably thought of a teacher or faculty member here at Whitman Hanson, and I couldn't blame you if you did. I heartily believe that the teachers here are exceptionally committed to the success of their students, and I know, like many others, these personal connections are what have made the daily 6 a.m. alarm clock slightly less unbearable. Ms. Galambos and Ms. Smith have instilled in us all the power of kindness, the idea that people will remember you for how you treated them, not what you looked like or how well you did in school. I don't think anyone has succeeded in escaping Mr. Dukeman's witty nicknames or playful banter, reminding us each day how laughter is essential in any situation. Ms. I. Pietro encouraged us daily to take care of the environment, often reminding us of the benefits of putting down technology once in a while. As she commonly warned, devices create divisiveness. And lastly, there's no one better than Mr. Chismar and Mr. Dunn to show us how valuable true friendship is. Reflecting back, it occurred to me that all of these lessons happened naturally, not from taking notes or listening to lectures. We have relied on teachers, siblings, parents, and friends for as long as we can remember, and this is the first time a really significant change is coming, which might be really scary for some of us. So I was going to challenge you tonight, class of 2019, to become the very people who we have looked up to, who have inspired us, who have changed our lives for the better. I wanted to tell you that it's our turn to be that for someone else, to make mistakes and to learn from them. I wanted to tell you that it's our turn to quite literally change the world. Though I do still think these goals are important, feelings of self-doubt, something I'm sure many of us are familiar with, kept weighing me down. Yet I realized that self-doubt is something that we all experience. It's not something that we are willing to accept or embrace, but it's inevitable. Yes, go out and strive to be the best teacher you can be. Believe you can come up with a solution to world hunger. Pack up your stuff, get in the car, and drive until you can't possibly drive any further. And when self-doubt creeps in, because it probably will, embrace it and use it. I'm proud of my accomplishments, and self-doubt and stress have been present all along the way. I'm not sure where it comes from, but for me, the right amount of it guards us against being lazy and fuels motivation. Too much can be paralyzing, but if you embrace a healthy amount, it's going to make you a stronger person once you overcome it. I know this from experience. I often have to remind myself to stop worrying and stressing about the small details, because at the end of the day, it's not what profession we go into, it's about being honest with yourself, having meaningful relationships, and most importantly, being happy, because people will recognize this happiness in us, just as we have picked it up from those who have surrounded us these past 4 years. I have no doubt about these things. So, class of 2019, tonight signifies that it's our turn. It's our turn to finally live up to what we said we would do. It's our turn to grow up and face the big, scary world, which has created the self-doubt within us, but that the people we thought of a few minutes ago have helped to prepare us for. On that note, I wanted to take the time to sincerely thank Mr. Dempsey for being the person who has made a real difference in my life. I seriously don't think I could have survived high school without him and his unwavering support. As a teacher, mentor, confidant, friend, and role model, Mr. Dempsey, with his witty humor, thoughtful inquiries, and genuine love for teaching, completely changed my journey here at Whitman Hanson for the better. Your inspiration has always given me the strength and motivation to succeed. Finally, I would like to say that I could not have accomplished anything without the support of my mom, dad, and sister. Your unconditional love and care have shaped me to be the woman I am today, and I cannot thank you enough. To my peers, classmates, and best friends, thank you for bringing joy, laughter, and happiness into my life. We couldn't have done this alone. I will remember each and every one of you, and I hope you know that you will always hold a special place in my heart. Best of luck, class of 2019.
Please welcome the chairperson of the school committee, Mr. Robert Hayes, as he addresses the class of 2019.
Good evening. On behalf of the Whitman Hanson Regional School Committee, I would like to welcome you all to the commencement ceremony of the class of 2019. It's great to be here with all of you this evening. Graduation is always an exciting time of the year, and we have a lot of people to thank that helped to make this event achievable. Whitman Hanson is blessed to have the teaching staff, administration, and support teams that have made it possible for these students to succeed on to graduation. Would the administrators, the teaching staff, and the support team please stand for recognition? I would be remiss if I didn't thank the parents, families, and friends of this graduating class. You all share in the success of these students. 12 years, 13 years, whether it was pre-K, kindergarten, wherever they started. You all share in that success, and you should be proud of yourselves for being here this evening to watch this memorable event. And now, ladies and gentlemen, on to the class of 2019, with 280 students graduating here at Whitman Hanson tonight. Each and every graduating class is different, and in my own experience as a parent, I've seen that firsthand. This class is special in many ways. The education they received at Whitman Hanson will enable them to succeed in a 21st century environment. They're going to have to stay focused, and achieving their goals will become more and more difficult as they climb the ladder of success. There is no guarantee, and I mean there is no guarantee for success. You have to plan your work and work your plan. And if that doesn't work, you plan your work and work your plan some more. Because keep in mind, you never, ever, ever give up if you want to succeed. Yes, you will have failures. Failures teach you what not to do. They teach you how to move forward, how to change. If you focus on the truths and keep success in mind, it will be a journey and not a destination. As you leave here this evening, you will have endless opportunities to succeed. Focus on truths, and success will be your destination and way of life. Be inspired by those who dream big. Be the inspiration. Lead the way. Enhance the world we live in and leave it better than you found it. Be engaged in your community. Be engaged in everything you do, and success will follow you the rest of your lives. You're at the starting gate, not the finish line. And by the way, I think this is the third year I've said this. put your cell phones away. Face-to-face interaction with people will teach you so many things when you're looking right at someone. And as someone said earlier, none of us know everything. And last but not least, remember, class of 2019, you will always be Panthers. You're always welcome here. Please come back and visit. Thank you, and have a great evening.
I would now like to invite our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Jeffrey Simonak, to present his remarks to the class of 2019.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Jones again, Mr. Fleck, Chairman Hayes, members of the school committee, faculty, parents, family, friends, and members of the class of 2019. Happy graduation day. Speaking to you today is a true honor. Not many superintendents are lucky enough to welcome a class into high school and get to say goodbye as you exit as alumni. I have to be straight with you. Writing remarks to this graduating class has been extremely challenging for me. Speeches really aren't my wheelhouse. I've had many different ideas of what to say. Do I send you on your way with an inspirational quote from Dr. Seuss? Paraphrase lyrics from a song? Tell you a story? Or share words of advice? Decisions led to procrastination, and more procrastination. That changed on Wednesday afternoon. Seeing you travel from school to school provided me my inspiration. You were all so happy and excited. The reality that this was it, the end of high school, was amplified on all of your faces. The oh my gods when you saw the pictures on the walls of Hanson Middle School, and the serious faces when you read that letter you wrote to yourself in Mr. Merritt's 8th grade class. The high fives from the elementary kids and the hugs that were shared between you and your former teachers were so very genuine. Ryan Schwade actually said it with a huge smile on his face as he's exiting Duval School. It's all over. I was caught up in the moment, one which was quickly dashed with a dose of reality when a few seniors said, "Hey, Mr. Simonak, you got any hand sanitizer?" Seniors, our younger students, saw you as superstars. Good tears were flowing. It was emotional, and it was awesome to see. Way back when, in August of 2015, at orientation, I spoke to you about how high school goes by really quickly. Admit it, I was right. And many times you will ride the emotional roller coaster of academics, friends, successes, and failures. I told you if you persevere, have a little grit, and ask for help, you can and will make it. What I saw in the audience then were young people and parents anxious for a new beginning, not knowing what to expect. What I see in the audience today is much the same, but a little older, a little wiser, with a skill set and a confidence to take that next step. I remember telling you a Whitman Hanson graduate will be prepared for college, the workforce, or military service, and I would be happy with any path you choose as long as you make a decision. Wednesday afternoon, I had the opportunity to look in the counseling office at the wall, #ReachHigher, and I saw where some of you are going. Hofstra, Marymount, Bridgewater, Stonehill, Boston College, Providence College, Penn State, and Coastal Carolina, to name a few. Others have decided on the world of work, providing that necessary service to our community, and 8 students are committed to military service. To those 8, thank you and stay safe. Looking at the 280 of you sitting here it seems that you have fulfilled my expectation, and I hope that you are confident and happy with your decision. Today is awesome. Graduation day is one of the few days for me that I truly enjoy because there is so much positive energy and everyone is excited and happy. I look about the crowd and there are smiles, giggles, and laughter. I'm pretty much done here, so that's another reason to smile. Class of 2019, seniors, being happy once you leave here tonight falls on you. The career, social, and personal decisions you make as you grow will determine that degree of happiness. I would love to say that everything in your future will be unicorns and Skittles, but let's be realistic. That's not life. I hope that over the last 4 years, you have acquired the mindset and developed the self-confidence for all the curveballs and roadblocks that are inevitable. At 18, in 1986, when I wasn't drafted to play center field for the New York Yankees, I had to figure out what I wanted to do in life. I thought about being a sports psychologist. I was really happy, that sounded great, until my sophomore year of college, when my advisor said, "Jeff, it's going to be another 6 to 8 years of school. Plan C." My dad told me to look into teaching, and I was pretty good at social studies, so I changed my major to history education. I student taught in Ludlow, Mr. Kafka's hometown, and I knew this was it. I wanted to teach and coach. This was not my chosen career path. I was thrown more than one curveball in my way to being happy, but I stand before you today with zero regrets. Teaching, coaching, advising, and leading kids has been an incredibly awesome experience and has given me much more happiness than I could have ever imagined. And heck, now I'm the superintendent of schools in Whitman Hanson, and I love it every day. In 1986, I didn't even know what a superintendent was. I just remember some old guy speaking at graduation. It's me now. Seniors, I leave you with this. There are many people in your life that will be negative and try to dissuade you from following your passions and your dreams. Be strong to your values and the lessons learned from your families and teachers. I hope that in 50 years, you will be sitting where the class of 1969 is seated, having lived a life that was fulfilled with incredible happiness. One last request before you leave today. Say thank you to a teacher. They appreciate it more than you know. Smile for the picture with your family. Do not roll your eyes at your mother. Your success and achievement tonight has brought them their true happiness. Thank you and good luck.
At this time, please welcome the high school assistant principal, Mr. David Fleck, to the podium for the presentation of awards.
The Alton E. Taylor Award, given by the class of 1951. Alton Red Taylor was a member of the class of 1951 who lost his life in the Korean War. Classmates saw Red as a young man who was unknown and in some ways a non-participant until he flourished and became a leader during his senior year. Thus, the class of 1951 felt this award should be given to the senior boy who realizes his potential during his senior year. The high school faculty votes this award. The recipient will receive a check in the amount of $400, and his name will be inscribed on a plaque prominently displayed here in the school. The recipient of the class of 1951's Alton E. Taylor Award is Scott J. Matus. The Narissa Lynn Cross Cup Award, given by the class of 1999. Narissa Cross Cup was a member of the class of 1999 who tragically lost her life in an automobile accident during her junior year. Narissa was a determined and outgoing girl who excelled in academics and athletics. This award is given each year to a senior who has overcome difficult personal circumstances in his or her attempt to attain educational goals and who plans to attend college. The recipient will receive a personal plaque and a check in the amount of $250, and their name will also be inscribed on an award plaque prominently displayed here at the school. The recipient of the Narissa Lynn Cross Cup Award is Zoe M. Lyden. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Robert Hayes, Chairman of the School Committee, for a presentation.
I would ask Maura Burt to please come to the podium. On behalf of the Whitman Hanson Regional School Committee, it gives me great pleasure to present this award to Maura. Maura was the liaison to the Whitman Hanson Regional School Committee. In short terms, she represented the student body and came to school committee meetings and gave student reports. If you've been to a school committee meeting, some of them are very exciting, some of them are not so exciting, but she came and she persevered from budgets to differences to everything. And I want to thank her personally and on behalf of the school committee and congratulate her. Thank you.
Hello. Good evening. Congratulations, class of 2019. Woo. On behalf of the Whitman Hanson Education Association, I'm honored to recognize tonight the following students for achieving academic excellence here at this great high school. No particular order. The first one is Noel Cataldo. The second award goes to Dorothy Damasio Donahue. I was over there last time, so it was easier for me, all right. And then the third award goes to Caitlin Melito. Oh, just stay right here. Congratulations. There you go. All right, this is exciting. You ready? The Lovell Award. The Lovell Award is given in memory of Eugenia F. Lovell, a past long-term member of the Whitman School Committee who dedicated her life to the pursuit and recognition of academic excellence. This award is achieved by the graduate who most exhibits the qualities of excellence held in such esteem by Eugenia F. Lovell. In addition to this lovely plaque I have, there is a monetary award in the amount of $1,000. The recipient of the Lovell Award is selected by vote of the faculty in recognition of the student who is outstanding in character, leadership, and service to this school. The student must rank in the top third of the class. This is the highest and most honorable award attained at Whitman Hanson High School. I am honored to present this year's recipient of the Eugenia F. Lovell Award to Miss Olivia Sheehan. Thank you so much.
Each year, seniors are invited to submit a speech before a committee for the opportunity to offer a few words at commencement. This year, Lauren Godbout is the selected speaker for the class of 2019. Her speech is entitled, Our Aha Moment. Lauren, the lectern is yours.
Good evening, Dr. Jones, Mr. Fleck, Mr. Simonek, teachers, staff, parents, siblings, and to the class of 2019. We made it. It is a great honor to be a part of this celebration, the graduation ceremony of Whitman Hanson Regional High School's class of 2019. I remember sitting where all of you family and friends are my freshman year, anxious and overwhelmingly excited for my sister to be graduating. It was weird to think that she would be going to college the next fall, like actually going to college and moving to upstate New York. But class of 2019, now it's our turn to move away from home. Scary for some, and the most exciting thing to happen to others since the Red Sox won the World Series, or the Patriots won the Super Bowl, or even boys basketball going to the Garden 2 years in a row. For me, the idea of moving 600 miles away from home is pretty terrifying. You see, it took me a while to get fully acclimated to high school. As I'm sure many of you can relate to, I struggled finding the perfect balance between academics, athletics, extracurriculars, and a part-time job, and it was not until about junior year that I figured it out. I don't know when you all figured it out, but I know for certain that you have, and that you've all managed to master the crafts of being Dunkies baristas, novice mathematicians, aspiring business and music moguls, stellar athletes, and all the while continuing to be Whitman Hanson's best and brightest. Becoming such talented and skilled students is far from simple, however. High Frequency did not just wake up one morning and decide they would win their competition in 2016. Girls soccer did not simply run 2 miles and become one of the best teams in the state. Nicole and Gabe did not draw one stick figure and become the most artistic and talented in the class. And the cheerleaders did not practice their routine once and go on to win the state championship 9 times over 4 years. There were trials and tribulations, successes and failures, and hours upon hours of work put in. Nothing was presented to us on a silver platter. Figuring out how to excel at our extracurriculars, as well as our academics, has been a quandary that seemed near impossible to solve ever since our freshman year. As I sat to write this speech, this outlook sat firmly in the back of my mind, which is why you kept coming to mind, Mr. Dempsey, and your newfound obsession with puzzles towards the end of our junior year. Every time one was finished, you would have another ready with even more pieces and an even more intricate design. I'm not entirely sure what influenced you to do so, but I do know how rewarding and almost exciting it is to finish a puzzle after pondering over it for so long. In a lot of ways, high school and all new experiences you encounter are puzzles, really large-scale puzzles. You have to figure out how to balance your time, how to maintain your grades, how to make new friends, and make time to hang out with those friends, and even how to do math, which is a puzzle I still don't think I fully solved. But what we have all been looking for as we attempted solving this puzzle that is high school is the aha moment. A moment where it all makes sense, where you have solved the puzzle and you understand exactly why you've been putting in such hard work. Class of 2019, tonight is that aha moment. We have had a wealth of brilliant mentors, many of whom are sitting in front of us right now. And we've been exceptional collaborators, aiding each other to our successes. We have learned when and how to listen, how to share, and most importantly, how to recognize and celebrate each other's insights. So now, I urge you to gather all of the skills that you've learned as you navigated your way through the labyrinth that is Whitman Hanson, and to apply them to your next great puzzle, because your next aha moment is waiting, and the feeling of success, joy, and relief that comes with it is unparalleled. With that, I would like to congratulate all of my peers once more for making it to this moment tonight and for being a part of Whitman Hanson's class of 2019. Thank you all.
You know, you've heard a lot about new beginnings tonight and how this is not the end of the journey but the beginning, and it resonates with me on this evening because this is my first graduation as a Whitman Hanson Panther. I'd like to say that's my first graduation as a Panther, but it isn't, because it just so happens that my high school alma mater were the Panthers. Funny about that. You know, new beginnings, graduation is a time to reflect, and I always think back about new beginnings at graduation ceremonies. And this one in particular, I remember back to a hot August day. You know, the kind where you hear the bugs screaming before 9 a.m., and you know that you're going to be looking for cold water and shade all day long. Once I walk down this ramp to a lower level door and get past a dark weight room, and through another door, I'm greeted by a soon-to-be all too familiar other smell, a locker room. The scene is that of an old locker room. When I mean old, I'm talking 1980s old. I'm 14 years old, reporting to the coach's office before my first day of double sessions for high school football start, and a mixture of uncertainty, confidence, nervousness, and an all-around feeling of, here I am, but am I sure this is where I want to be, fills me. Does that last part sound a little familiar to any of you? Whether anyone was actually watching as I went into the coach's office is irrelevant because I could feel them. I knew they were watching. Then I met him, Coach. I continued to wonder how anyone could look stern, yet at the same time so welcoming and supportive, as he talked about the expectations of his players, how he had heard I'd played football before, and what I needed to do to be part of their team. Then it came, the moment I'll never forget. He looked at me and offered a handshake that to him probably meant an agreement to everything he just told me. Enter that slow motion moment that they put in movies to create or add emphasis, or if you've ever really been in a pivotal moment where time actually really does seem to slow down. As he put out his hand, he kept it close so that I had to reach out and grab it if I wanted to shake it. And I realized at that moment that if I did take it, I was saying, I'm all in. I walked away from that encounter realizing three things. First is that it was a new beginning. Second, I could be anyone I wanted to if I had the courage to reach out and become who I wanted to be. Third, and most important, was that I would be the one making decisions about how I went forward from there. Well, at least in certain areas. I was 14 after all, and I still relied on most people for a lot of the basic things that you still need. Graduates, you walked into these doors 4 years ago, nervous, uncertain, and maybe somewhat confident. I truly hope as you get ready to walk out of these doors for the last time as students, that you are a little nervous, uncertain, but a lot more confident. Outside of those doors, you face a new beginning. This is a time of celebration, yet it's been a little bittersweet as well. You've opened a door, and as you look through, if you want to, you can see a vast expanse of the unknown. At this moment, there truly are no limits to who you can be. True, some versions will cost you more, whether it be money, sacrifice, or work, but the opportunities are there. Think of all the great accomplishments through history. Those who accomplished them all started at the beginning, worked hard, failed, started again, and repeated the process, not because it got easier, but because they believed in themselves and continued to improve. Everyone here tonight, and even some who either couldn't make it or fit in the room, are here because they believe in you and your ability to take this beginning and make it an awesome ending. Show them you can do it. No, scratch that. Show yourself you can do it. You have been well prepared. Even if you doubted at times, trust me, you are prepared. Now, all it takes is action on your part. You live in unprecedented times of opportunity. The world is waiting to offer you anything you want as long as you are willing to reach out and grab it. See, the crazy thing about reaching for that space just beyond the current limitations of who you are is that you will have bumps, successes, failures, and at times, all-out disasters. But that's okay, because you're more resilient than you know. So if you're going to make mistakes, you may as well make them reaching higher than you thought you ever could before. Finally, the time is here. It's time for you to define your path. For the past 17 or 18 years, people have been making decisions for you. Your life has been that of another creation. Be it your parents, school, or peer groups, others have been defining who you are. Poet, athlete, scholar, musician, reader, singer, gamer, to name a few. The time has come. Don't be who others want you to be anymore. There is no greater freedom than being responsible for your own future. That doesn't mean it's easy, just special. Find, define, and make use of your own strengths instead of what others tell you. It's okay for others to help guide, but your future is truly yours to decide. Yes, you will be unsure. Yes, it will take time. Yes, it will be the best feeling to truly discover who you really are and live the life you want by working hard for it. Tonight's a special night. I expect you to be overjoyed, nervous, and uncertain, but most of all, excited and proud. Enjoy tonight and this weekend. You have earned it by crossing this stage, every single one of you. I wish you the most sincere congratulations. And oh yeah, that handshake I had mentioned earlier, I did take it. And it opened a world of opportunity and experiences too numerous to count that have made me who I am today. So I ask you on this day, as you think about tomorrow and the next day, as you think about the future and what it has to offer, are you in? Are you all in? Thank you. I would now like to invite Olivia Sheehan to the podium to recite the class ode.
No limits, just epiphanies. Oh, what a world, what a world. What is the nature of this life of ours? How we have thought of this in these times, yet we never knew true beauty until this night. The school came into existence the day we entered it, was vibrantly real while we were students there, and then blinked out like a candle the day we left. It was the beginning and end of everything, the foundation and the ceiling and the air in between. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. And we knew exactly what to do. But in a much more real sense, we had no idea what to do. So we hoped for the best, prepared for the worst, and always remembered Michael Scott and Wayne Gretzky's wise words, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Life is a casting off. It's always been that way. But growing apart doesn't change the fact that for a long time we grew, side by side. The ones that love us never really leave us. And as Lenny reminds us, I got you to look after me, and you got me to look after you. And that's how I get by with a little help from my friends. For all of us, life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. After all, you can't repeat the past, old sport. So we have to decide what to do with the time that is given to us. But don't you wish there was a way to know what you're in the good old days before you've actually left them? Moving forward, we are burdened with a glorious purpose, as even the smallest person can change the course of the future. But how do you know what you're going to do until you do it? The limit does not exist. We have cause and will and strength and means to do it.
and education is the most powerful weapon which we can use to change the world. So don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. Finally, class of 2019, don't stop believing or wondering. How lucky are we to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard? So never say goodbye, because saying goodbye means going away, and going away means forgetting. Tomorrow may be gone, but we cannot be forgotten.
Evan Clark will now present the class gift.
The class of 2019 will be contributing to the Pay It Forward account as its class gift. This account, established by the class of 2018, is overseen by advisors and administrators and is used for speakers and programs that cultivate a positive school climate for students and staff. It is our desire that by contributing to this account, the class of 2019 will leave a lasting legacy at Whitman Hanson by directly impacting future Whitman Hanson students. We hope that other graduating classes may consider adding to it in the future. Thank you.
Now I would like to invite President of Student Council, Samantha Gregory, to the podium for the presentation of Teacher of the Year and Staff Member of the Year.
The class of 2019 is honored to recognize this year's Teacher of the Year and Staff Member of the Year. The members of the graduating class selected these two individuals for their hard work, dedication, and commitment to our class throughout our time at Whitman Hanson. It is my privilege to recognize Mr. Steve Botello as Teacher of the Year and Ms. Carrie O'Rourke as Staff Member of the Year. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of the class of 2019.
You know, 50 years ago, the building we currently occupy was not even here. It now stands as just another testament that things continue to change over time. While that is mostly true, there are also plenty of other things that do not change. The individuals sitting in front of me right now are also proof positive that while there are changes that take place, there are also constants that bring us back to points in our life that hold meaning. Yes, athletes may not be able to run as fast or jump as high, and singers may not have quite the range they used to. But it is clear by these individuals' presence here tonight that their pride as Panthers has not waned. It is my sincere hope that they see that pride is well-founded and continues to burn brightly in the graduates we are honoring. I would like to take this moment to welcome back and congratulate the class of 1969 on their 50th anniversary as a proud Panther. Each of you will be awarded a 50-year certificate. When your name is called, please stand and your certificate will be delivered to your chair.
Linda Baggs Downer. Alice Barbaro Steiger. Beth Bernardo Stafford. Philip Clemens. Gail Darsh. Donna Goodwin Coughlin. Robert Emmett Hayes. Stephen Libby. Richard Nowazelski. Paula Nickerson Baker. Mary Pierce Eldridge. Charlie Poole. Donna Rhodes. Andrew Michael Rossi. Julie Tremblay Hall. Carol Treptow Sfazero. Carol Wasmouth Murata. Laura Whalen Demers. Gregory Winnett. Paul Conant. Dana Richmond. And finally, Jean Kinsella Shanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, join me in one last round of applause for our class of 1969. The time we've been waiting for. I thought that might wake some people up. At this time, the graduating class will receive their diplomas. After the last graduate has received his or her diploma, the class will be asked to stand so the official pronouncement of their status may be made.
Caitlin Marie Melito.
Ethan Judson Phelps.
Olivia Grace Sheehan.
Evan Vincent Clark.
Dorothy Slade Damasio Donahue, diploma presented by former school committee member James Haggerty.
Samantha Marie Gregory.
Lauren Nicole Godbout.
Jessica Juliana Anthony.
Leah Ryan Badger.
Helena Catherine Bilo.
Charlotte Ann Berman.
Benjamin James Brain.
Mara Jolie Burt.
Noelle Marina Cataldo.
Renee Pia Cellini.
Michael Thomas Cook.
Kayla Joe Crawford.
Alexis Mackenzie Desmond.
Catherine Rose Dunn.
Kristen Elizabeth Fagan.
Brittany Jean Fortune.
Anna Grace Franklin.
Marissa Ann Gemmel.
Anderson De Souza Gonçalves.
Mason Thomas Gorman.
Khalil Ibrahim Haboob.
Allison Elizabeth Hanlon.
Emily Gail Hartford.
Giovanna Perham Jardum.
Jessica Lauren Gonçalves Jacobson.
Melissa Ann Healy.
Vanessa Anastasia Cajellas.
Skylar Margaret Kuzmich.
Grace Ann Leary.
Erin Marie Libro.
Brooke Caroline Loring.
Sean Patrick McKay Jr.
Erin Elizabeth McCoy.
Joshua Jules Morrison.
Ashley Ann O'Brien.
Marissa Emilia Pellerin.
Mia Victoria Perry.
Joshua Michael Praviti.
Anika Elizabeth Puder.
Amanda Marie Regan.
Abigail Faith Brinker.
Maeve Sheila Rooney.
Matthew David Rubin.
Shane Robert Shrout.
Natalie Grace Rubin.
Nicole Suzanne Scott.
Edwin Arthur Scriven IV, diploma presented by grandfather and former school committee member Wilbur Danner.
Emily Michelle Shakespeare.
Rachel Marie Smith.
Samantha Rose Smith.
Gabrielle Marie Trungone.
Morgan Nicole Thomas.
Madison Grace Trungone.
Samantha Kate Whitman.
Ryan Alex Trungone.
Edward Lawrence Acorn.
Tara Miju Adams.
Joseph Isidore Acorn.
Jason Christopher Amico.
Brandon Anthony Amato.
Madeline Eileen Anderson, diploma presented by former school committee member James Haggerty.
Elise Yvonne Anderson.
Pharrell Faith Augustin.
Mia Fidalgo Andrade.
Jared Reese Badger.
Brittany Lee Bailey.
Anthony Baroni IV.
Kira Elizabeth Barden.
Allison Joe Bartlett.
Isabel Grace Barry.
Nathan James Beath.
Joshua Eric Bates.
Emily Patrice Berthume.
Javon Anthony Bell.
Brendan Gabriel Bonfilio.
Hayden Nicholas Michael Bertoni Hoig.
Brooke Amber Brazeo.
Madeline Anna Brain.
Liam Patrick Brennan.
Rosemary Lucy Brazy.
Alexa Marion Brown.
Ryan Patrick Brennan.
Parker John Byron.
Cameron Michael Burke.
Nathan William Carini.
Aiden Sean Cafferty.
Hamza Hassan Chaudhry.
Alyssa Samara Carroll.
Justin Kareem Chufa.
Haley Nicole Chernicki.
Hope Elizabeth Semino.
Bo Tiger Churchill.
Matthew Christopher Camo.
Nolan James Clack.
Tyler Anthony Canella.
Ryan Frederick Concannon.
Sean Ryan Coughlin.
Michael Hunter Connors.
Thea Elizabeth Kelly Craven.
Rebecca Ann Crannell. Got it.
Shane Terrence Curran.
Jillian Rose Crowley.
Robert Christopher Dower.
David Matthew Da Silva.
Ana Esther Medeiros de Campos.
Ashley Marie Davis, diploma presented by grandfather and former school committee member James Haggerty.
Gustavo Pereira de Oliveira.
Daniel Robert Davis, diploma presented by grandfather and former school committee member James Haggerty.
Joseph Isaiah DePina.
Kathleen Ann Davis, diploma presented by grandfather and former school committee member James Haggerty.
Patrick William Deaver.
Nicole Jordan DeSimone.
Robert Allen Dodge III.
Kimberly Elizabeth Dillon.
Ryan Michael Downing.
Sean Christopher Dolan.
Jill Virginia Drury.
Evan Sean Driscoll.
Cameron Renee Durant.
Hannah Hope Dunn.
Cale Julius Edgerly.
Bailey Karen Dykins.
Julie Catherine Fagan.
Nicholas Antonio Fernandez.
Matthew David Flabat.
Ryan James Firth.
Aaron James Fornashari.
Sylvia Rose Foley.
Marie Elizabeth Pascaldo.
David James Forth.
Derek Robert Frank.
Rebecca Ashley Franzischini.
Damar Scott Fry.
Brendan Anthony Frawley.
Kylie Love Gervasio.
Matthew Henry Gallagher.
Jonathan Neal Gillis.
Caitlin Marie Giamalvo.
Sarah Elizabeth Gavoni.
Jason Devonte Gomes.
Cameron Joseph Gray.
Julia Rose Graham.
Darian Marie Hall.
Dana Grace Greenwood.
Sophia Maria Henderson.
Megan Julia Hennigan.
Matthew Thomas Hickey.
Kira Thorpe Hendrickson.
Courtney Ann Holland.
Alana Lee Hogan.
Chloe Marie Humphreys.
Jada Marie Destiny Howe.
Taj Marvin Hunter.
Emily Catherine Hunt.
Savannah Marie Hyde.
Tyler Ruth Hunter.
Ariana Christine Isabel.
Brendan Andrew Ibbotson.
Nicole Marie Johnson.
Sean Michael Jonas.
Brianna Elizabeth Keith.
Olivia Rose Johnson.
Joshua Cameron Keith.
Morgan Helen Kerens.
Sophia Isabella Casares.
Seamus William Kerrigan.
Daniel Peter Klein.
Jason Christopher Kimball.
Brady Joseph Lasky.
Sean Bailey Kakauskis.
Devin Leanne Ledbetter.
Rebecca Regan Laval.
Faith Ida Leach.
Erin Catherine Leahy.
Cole Michael Lewis.
David Joseph Leonard.
Kenya Andrea Libby.
Morgan Rain Lewis.
Zachary Logan Loud.
Jacob Philip Lynn.
Caitlin Ann Leiden.
Cullen Thomas Lowe.
Caitlin Elizabeth McFarlane.
Zoe Marie Leiden.
Matthew John Madden.
Cameron Elizabeth McRae.
Connor Lewis Mayen.
Connor Randall McRae.
Nathan Montgomery Manley.
Kyle Angelo Makis.
Justin Joseph Mara.
Owen Hugh Manning.
Shaylin Elizabeth Mason.
William Andrew Martell.
Siobhan Leslie Mason.
Scott Joseph Matus.
Kerry Nicole McCann.
Rachel Rose McAleer, diploma presented by former school committee member James Haggerty.
Dylan Orion McHugh.
Jessica Faye McCarthy.
Joshua Harvey McDonald.
Dylan Patrick McDonald.
Joel Franklin McInnes.
Maeve Julia McDonough.
Dimitri John Maconiatis.
Kayla Rose McTurnan.
Nicolette Rose Morgaida.
Muriel Lee Mina.
Devin Patrick Murphy.
Chloe Rose Murphy.
Gabriel Michael Nowazelski.
Owen Patrick Musso.
William Patrick Newell.
Shelby Nicole Newcomb.
Griffin James Nickerson.
Eunice Warimo Nganga.
Jamie Anthony Norton.
She's lying. Jacob William Nixon.
John Vincent O'Brien.
Brandon Michael O'Brien.
Maya Jules O'Brien.
Kyle Scott O'Brien.
Anna Louise O'Neill.
Erin Dawn O'Neill.
Nicole Alexandra Osborne.
Chloe Anna O'Neill.
Caleb Thomas Parkinson.
Olivia Ray Parker.
Kedron Giovanni Perry Marshall.
Nolan McLean Patterson.
Gabriella Alexa Petrus.
Jade Alexis Pezenti.
Mark Andrew Poirier.
Dennis Michael Pinney.
Joelle Renee Popolo.
Griffin Andrew Pulkinen.
Jason Daniel Riley.
Lorraine Francioso Redfern.
Gavin Patrick Rose.
Benjamin James Rogers.
Taylor Elizabeth Ross.
Shane William Ross.
Dylan Scott Salmon.
Brianna Marie Russo.
Christian Michael Schneider.
Christopher Dominic Sansoni.
Hannah Catherine Sebastian.
Ryan Charles Schwade.
Devin Scarlett Smith.
Michael Joseph Simus.
Nolan Ryan Smith.
Kate Elizabeth Smith.
Madison Lee Soul.
Victoria Lynn Spiropoulos.
Emily Margaret Stearns.
Joshua Joseph Stroutman.
Molly Marzella Stringer.
Brendan Joseph Sullivan.
Tyler Ashman Swan.
Haley Donna Sweeney.
Quinn MacDonald Sweeney.
Zachary Sean Tomlin.
Mario Anthony Troiani.
Michael Ulwick.
Catalina Lee Binyung.
Lily Marie Walker.
Kevin John Whalen.
Riley Liam White.
Abigail Rose Whitman.
Paige Joyce Wilbur.
Kevin Joseph Wilkinson.
Cameron Daquan Williams.
Alexandria Joan Zanuski.
John French Youngman.
David Thomas Zanuski.
Class of 2019, please rise. It is an honor to exercise the responsibility vested in me by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Please move your tassels from right to left. I now pronounce you graduates of Whitman Hanson Regional High School. Congratulations!